Marcy, Kramble, everybody. Welcome to the 6th episode of the Disc Only Podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to the Disc Only Podcast. I'm one of your 4 hosts, Proton John, and all I want this year for Christmas is to actually sleep properly.
I'm Tom Fox, and I'm the copyright-free Grunch.
I'm Stephen George, and let me be clear, I would never stab anyone unless it was how they were paying for their steak. I just wanted to clear that up.
We can't get through a single episode.
I just, I felt like there may have been some misunderstandings last time. Just clearing it up. Anyway, Jared.
Why do we have to know it's a podcast about stabbings?
Oh, boy.
I'm Jared, and I've kidnapped Santa Claus.
I just like to know that I am truly copyright-free from Dr. Seuss's character. The song for me goes, "You're angry, Senor Grunch."
That's it. That's all there is to it.
It's a very short song.
It's a work in progress.
Oh, okay.
No, I like the idea of it being the exact same length of the other song, but those are the only parts that are sung. Is just that one part.
You're angry, Senor Grunch.
I do
You're
very
angry,
much like...
Senor Grunch. You are angry, Senor Grunch, Senor Grunch. You are very angry, Senor Grunch.
I do like the fact that we just we didn't even talk about the fact that I kidnapped Santa Claus, but that's okay.
The chat was wondering what's up with that.
Yeah.
I thought you just saw mommy kissing Santa Claus and wanted to take it to the next logical step. Really,
I've just kind of always suspected.
Saw Jared kidnapping Santa Claus.
Out back behind Quiznos last night.
Oh my god, we literally can't go an episode without talking about a food establishment.
Well,
I'm glad that's the direction you went.
Now, listen.
No.
I've decided that there really have been a few episodes that have, that maybe not focused, but certainly hit on restaurant violence, and I think that in the Christmas spirit, in the Christmas spirit, we should be focusing on something else today. How's that sound?
Hap Crimbo, everybody, by the way.
Hap Crimbo.
Because you'll probably, this is going to be the last one of the year. Crazily enough, man. Holy frick. I still can't believe we've been doing this for 6 freaking months. What the heck?
Technically 8, but yeah, no. 6
oh, yeah, that's right. Because we had the original, and then we had Disc Lonely as well.
Yep.
God, if you hadn't Disc Lonely, then it's a couple more, yeah.
Yeah, true. It still cracks me up. Disc Lonely is such a good name for it.
The best part was when I was booting up to do this, I still had the Disc Lonely stuff up because we'd done the bonus stream. So I'm like, oh shoot, yeah. I have to fix this.
Very nice.
Oh dear.
Oh, man.
How lonely is that disc?
It's got some company here. It's got a couple friends.
That's good.
I actually just found my GameCube Game Boy player disc because I had packed up all of our GameCube stuff in order to make room on the shelves for Wii, and the other day I was going through my drawers, and for whatever reason that game was in there, I guess because it's not a standard size. And I was like, now how did you escape, and what am I supposed to do with it now? It made me think of the podcast because the podcast was named after the disc.
My question is, what was it doing in your pants? You said it was in your drawers.
Yeah. See, now that's a joke that I like, but it really depends heavily on if you are from an area in which you define your britches or your pants as drawers.
Thank you.
Are we not talking about the part where it's still, no matter what, the disc is in your pants here, or are you just like the little wordplay?
John, let's not look at the details.
We don't want to look at the implications of the joke, just the wordplay.
He's diverting. That's what he's doing.
I'm diverting
away for the reason why the disc would be in his pants.
John,
I explained the joke.
John, you can't tell me that you've never put games in your pants. You ever play Link's Awakening on your Game Boy? You keep it in your britches? Same thing. Don't question.
I had a carry case. I had a purse. Thank you very much.
Did you have a big one?
Yeah, I had the shoulder sling bag basically. The one that had.
You had the big boy.
Yeah, I was lucky.
I can't tell you how many DSs I lost the functionality of the shoulder buttons because I kept them in cargo pockets.
Speaking of that, like my grandma actually sewed me like a case for my original Game Boy Advance out of like a pillowcase, and it was like the cutest. I think I still have it actually. But it had like a little slot for Game Boy Game Boy Advance games and everything, and it was super cool. I never really had like a licensed one, but my grandma made one for me, and I had it for a long time.
Oh,
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I remember reading the Sunday paper, and anytime I went to buy a game, a lot of times they would bundle like those little carrying cases with the games, especially Game Boy games. And I actually wound up with several just from buying games. And I had all these carrying cases, and I'm like, I don't even have this many Game Boys. Like, why? Specifically, I remember buying Pokemon Red and Blue, and they had a deal at Target where when you bought it, you got a Pokemon. It was just a little one, but it held your Game Boy in like a game or two and had Pikachu on it. And I went to the Target and I bought Red and Blue, so they got the little thing out, and I was like, well, don't I get two? And the employee looked at me like, I guess technically. He's like, do you have two Game Boys? And I was like, that's not important.
That is none of your damn business.
Yeah, you don't need to know that.
No, I remember. I think I was like 6 or 7. Christmas, opening up a gift from my adoptive grandmother, and it was the carry case, and inside of it was Kirby's Dream Land, which had just come out.
Oh, dude.
So and the funny thing was, she swears up and down she didn't buy that game for me. So I think my parents bought the game and snuck it in her gift, and so to this day, I had that thing up until the last move I did. I finally parted with it when I had.
Are you sure?
Office last time. What?
Are you sure it wasn't the magic of Santa Claus?
You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out.
Watch out.
Santa's right behind you. Watch out.
Oh man.
Oh, I love the holidays. I think I'm clinging to the holidays a little more strongly this year because there's not a lot of other stuff to cling to. We have not put up, so we don't have a full-size tree, but we have like a little tiny baby tree, and we have not put it up since 2012. And last night I walked into Mal's studio and she was putting up the tree. Aww. And I was like, oh my God, you're putting up Christmas decorations. She's like, yeah, I feel like we need it this year. And I'm like, I agree.
I mean, that is definitely true. Like we're going to get some lights, because like the HOA in our area was like, if you could make sure that you do some type of decorations, because for the kids in the area, they're not really able to get out and do too much. So it would be nice to, like, if everybody in the neighborhood were to put out lights, they can go and look and stuff like that. And speaking of freaking Christmas, the other day I was sitting upstairs and just chilling. I was actually watching Kid Icarus videos because I've been addicted to it recently. And I hear a loud siren, like a police siren, and I'm like, what the frick is going on? Because we've actually in this area we've had a couple of car break-ins, which kind of sucks, but they're taking care of it. They have people going around and watching. Anyways, I go downstairs, I'm like, Erica, where are you? She because I was like, what's going on? And she was actually outside because there was a freaking a fire engine going down our road with Santa Claus being like, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And I'm like, there's been break-ins, Santa. Like, you're scared the frick out of us. Like, we had no idea what was going on.
Santa lifting a crowbar says, I know.
What if after that fire truck went by, like a dozen cop cars came by chasing after the fire truck because that wasn't supposed to happen?
Dude, right? Like that. But the thing is, it's like, it was just terrible timing because there was just like a police siren or a fire siren going, and there have been literal break-ins for the past week.
Santa, you don't think it could have gotten one of those like campaigning trucks instead? like political people do when they're just driving around going like, vote, just vote, and just drive around in your blank white van with the giant speaker on top going, ho, ho, ho.
And that right there circles back around to the beginning where I said I kidnapped Santa Claus, and that was the reason.
Now it makes sense.
Oh,
was gonna say
full circle. Full circle. Podcast over. Goodbye, everybody.
There we go. All right, bye everybody. No, the parade thing reminded me when I was a kid. We used to have the same thing. Like we would see a fire truck, and then Santa Claus would be behind the fire truck, but he would be in the pan of a pickup truck. So you would see like this nice shiny fire truck, then you would just see like this beat up Ford F-150 just kind of with Santa just in the back just waving high. And then like it was also like a food drive. So like people would like run up to Santa, throw garbage bags at him, and he would just be like, "All right, thank you, Merry Christmas," and then just take off.
That's not Santa Claus. That's his brother who lives at the dump. Understandably, it's great that they're doing that for charity, but like a beat up pickup truck and garbage bags being thrown at it, it's like, Merry Christmas. Throw your garbage in the back and Santa will take it to his magic dump.
Dumpster Claus.
Merry
Dumpster
Christmas
Claus.
to me.
All this food is mine now.
Merry Christmas.
When I was a kid, my mom retells the story of the fact that I believed that there was a very specific mall Santa who was the real Santa. Like we had multiple malls and multiple Santas in the area, and like occasionally we would go see these other Santas at these other malls or these other locations, and Mom would be like, how was it to see Santa? I'd be like, well, that one's not the real Santa. And she'd be like, what do you mean? I'd be like, well, the real Santa's down at this specific mall. And she's like, what? And I was like, yes, I would like to see that Santa before the holidays.
Not the real Santa Claus, the real Santa Claus.
But I think that's just a part of Americana, is going to the mall and sitting on Santa's lap and telling him what you want to.
I mean, that's not really just Americana. Like it's the same up here. Like that's just like a cultural thing in
sure,
general.
yeah.
But like at the same time, you don't realize how weird it is until you're an adult.
Can I just say that the phrase Americana sounds like dark magic summoned by the Americans? Like the American Arcana, Americana. It's just all explosion magic.
Oh my god! Like they say it, and you just like instantly turn into a guy with like an American flag shirt on,
Abracagun,
with like
I'm part
with, like, a hat
Eagle
and
now.
sunglasses.
Now I'm imagining that in the U.S. Santa, but being very, very patriotic. So like still wearing like a flag T-shirt, and he's like, "Ho ho ho, go America!"
See, it's not black magic. It's red, white, and blue magic. It's perfect.
there you go.
Exactly.
It's one of those things that to some extent I almost wonder how that didn't catch on. I'm glad that we live in the timeline that we do, because that timeline seems weirder, but
Way more fun.
yeah.
Just
A lot more fireworks.
like same
That was-
Santa suit, but decked out in like as an American flag.
That was such a like decrepit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't believe in that. Yeah.
Do you guys have any good memories of like Santa, like any moments like in person with Santa at the mall as a kid or anything?
Zero. I think there was like one time I remember sitting on Santa's lap, and that was when we went to a toy store in New York City. I don't remember how old I was though. We have the pictures.
really?
We have the pictures, but I don't have any. But I don't remember like a lot of it.
Oh, so wait, like you didn't? It wasn't like a normal thing for you every year?
It was for a while, but then there was like I think we did do it. I just don't remember much of it because I was really young at the time. We like I said, we have pictures.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But there was one time in particular where we went to I think I want to say it was FAO Schwartz. It was like a big like old toy store in New York City to see Santa. But like I said, my memories of all that are kind of spotty. So,
Dude, speaking of old toy stores, do any of y'all remember KB Toys?
yeah. Oh my
Like-
god, I remember KB Toys.
Yeah, I saw a picture of KB Toys.
John,
on-
do you remember this possibly American brand?
That
like,
it was definitely an American brand. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of like, oh, I remember that. I remember that. Remember when that used to exist? That still exists up here.
Here,
Remember
I'll throw
Toys
you a
R Us?
bone.
I was there yesterday.
Here, John. Yo, do you like Smarties?
I
The,
heard you talking about this on your podcast, on your stream today.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that we gave you at least a little bit of Canada.
Thank you.
Before.
Thank you. I
Canada.
appreciate that. Don't forget,
but yeah,
rockets. Rockets are American Smarties and they suck. Sorry.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Like I had somebody completely changing the subject. I had somebody trying to fight with me earlier about like Smarties are not better than M&Ms, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but you are inherently very wrong about that. Because like I had Smarties for the first time whenever I went up to hang out with Erica for the first time in Canada. I'm just like, oh my god, all the wasted years, dude. These things are freaking amazing.
My life wasted. I never had this candy before. Smarties in Canada are different than they are in America.
Yeah, they're basically M&Ms. So like the thing is, they're basically the same thing.
Oh, I know. We've been receiving international mail every month for 8 years, but I was confused because I thought you were talking about Smarties, the Rockets U.S. version Smarties, and not the M&M's Smarties.
The flavored chalk.
Okay, real talk. I love those,
dude. Like Smarties,
I love those. The chalk candy.
Wait, what chalk candy? What the freaking
Smarties?
Rockets. He likes Rockets.
Canadian
Smarties,
Rockets.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say because like they're literally just pressed sugar and they're freaking amazing.
They come in a big variant that you can get at Cracker Barrel.
You can get the thick boy Smarties, dude. Those are so freaking good.
Those are so good. I eat them until I literally cannot feel my tongue and my teeth hurt. Dentists hate him.
9 out of 10 dentists hate Steve.
Number 8 will surprise you. Have y'all seen, by the way, speaking of freaking, once again, another fine establishment, Cracker Barrel. Have you seen the foot-long, like, Twix bars and Snicker bars that you can pick up, like I'm sorry, not foot long, like the meter long, like 3.5 feet
they're
long.
huge.
Like they look like the candy version of somebody pulling a roast out of the oven and like going to carve it. Like that's how big those candy bars are.
Dude, they have a 1 pound Reese's cup, and I'm like, freaking, I want one of those so bad, but I know it's gonna make me sick. I want one so bad to celebrate the end of this year.
I want you, Jared. I hope this doesn't make you jealous. Someone actually sent that our way, and Mal's allergic to peanuts, so I had to eat it, and I ate it all in a single sitting, and it was delicious.
Oh my god! Well, first of all, I hate you, but on the second
hand.
Sorry. Yeah. I do not hate you. I feel sorry for your stomach, at least.
I gotta tell you, I didn't really have any problems with it, but like after the first half, my body was there was a moment where it was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?"
You want to double check on that?
I told my body, I was like, I've been down this road before. You remember the Smarties? And it said, okay, well, carry on. So I did.
Hey, body, we have a deal. I'll keep feeding you junk, and you keep producing insulin. All right.
It's true. I keep my body stocked, and I do.
Oh my god! Yeah, I definitely got to pick up one of those, man. Those are so freaking. I love Reese's Cups, dude. I've not had one in a while, but I used to have a really bad obsession with Reese's Cups, man. I freaking love them. Have you ever froze them, like put them in the freezer?
Oh yeah.
And have them? Oh my god, dude! Just end me right there. That right there is like prime snackage, dude.
Yeah, I actually prefer them frozen, although the 1 pound variant would probably just kill you.
the 1 pound variant, you wouldn't. Going back to what I was saying before about taking a roast out of the oven, you need one of those mechanical carving knives in order to get through.
you know, that wouldn't be so bad. Oh man! Speaking
of like good stuff like that, you can eat frozen, like the chocolate chip cookie Pop-Tarts. Oh, love those frozen.
Dude, all Pop-Tarts
frozen
now are good.
It's like it's just like a Pop-Tart with like chocolate filling, like a chocolate drizzle on top, and there's just holes drilled in the top to make it look like they're chocolate chips.
Oh, that's cute.
There's some Pop-Tarts that I think are best heated, and there's some that are best frozen. But they're all they're all garbage, but they're all good.
They are definitely
chocolate's
not
terrible for you, is what we're trying to say.
Is toaster strudel objectively better?
Absolutely.
We tested this once on Breakfast Stream. We had we got cinnamon the cinnamon toaster strudels and the brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts, and we had them together, and we were like, man, you cannot be the toaster strudel. Like when you put them side by side, the Pop-Tart is very sad.
Dude, I mean, like you get to put your own like they give you like the extra icing packet.
They give you the icing packet, yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Like now, let me preface this. I used to eat probably a box of Pop-Tarts maybe once or twice a week, actually, because like I was a very I did not have a lot of money. So whenever I was living out, I ate a lot of ramen, I ate a lot of Pop-Tarts, and I freaking loved them. But I have not had a Pop-Tart in probably 4 years now because I got so tired of them after being stuck eating them for so long. Oh, and funny story about the Pop-Tarts. Me and my buddy Homick used to live together in an apartment, and he's gonna get so mad at me for telling the story. I used to buy what I would call distraction Pop-Tarts or decoy Pop-Tarts, decoy food, because Homick would steal my Pop-Tarts, my good ones, like the cinnamon, like the cinnamon brown sugar ones, and stuff like that. So I would get I'm
laughing at the concept of the good Pop-Tarts versus the normal crappy Pop-Tarts.
I'm laughing at the decoy Pop-Tarts.
Dude, I would get like the off-brand Pop-Tarts, like not even the Pop-Tart brand Pop-Tarts. Because Homick would eat those, and I would have like a box of the good ones in my bedroom.
Oh my god!
I mean, that's just life with a roommate, straight up. Like you hide the good shit.
100%, man. I would totally hide the good ones from Homick. I love you, Homick, if you ever listen to this, but man, that was some funny crap, dude. Me and Erica talk about that all the time.
When I heard decoy Pop-Tarts, the first thing that came to mind was like a duck hunter. And like I'm just imagining like you sitting out there in the lake with like a Pop-Tart on a string as the decoy, and you like blowing into your Pop-Tart call to attract more Pop-Tarts.
I was gonna say, tell me what the Pop-Tart call is, Tom.
It's the sound of a toaster popping up.
It gets my attention. I thought decoy Pop-Tart meant like you had taken a piece of cardboard and like cut it to size, opened up a real pack of Pop-Tarts, and then replaced them with this and resealed it as like this really bizarre joke. So whenever your roommate would go to take your Pop-Tarts, he would open them up and be discouraged because for some reason these were cardboard.
I wouldn't like put cardboard into a box of Pop-Tarts. That's just mean.
There was kind of reminds me of the Simpsons episode where Lisa was trying to train Bart to not go after the cupcakes, like as like, who was smarter, a hamster or Bart? And then it does that scene from A Clockwork Orange where like Bart's reaching up for the cupcakes and he's like, "Ugh!"
Man, Simpsons has done literally everything. I think they've done everything we've talked about on this podcast.
Probably.
I don't think they've done decoy Pop-Tarts.
I don't think they've done Backstab House.
Give it a few weeks.
Okay.
The beginning of next season.
they just scan the internet for new concepts and then just put it into the Simpsons episodes.
Marge, I want to go to a steakhouse, but I don't want to pay.
Well, dear. Homie.
I sound more like a smoker than Marge. I'm sorry.
You sound like Patty or Selma.
It's such a hard range to hit doing Marge's voice.
Yeah, Marge. Like if you listen to Marge's voice actress speaking normally, like she sounds like Marge.
Yeah,
like as her normal voice. So like
after like 30 years of doing that voice, you probably would too.
Well, yeah, no, I mean like, but even after like the first couple seasons, she was sounding like that. I don't know what she sounded like before that.
I mean,
anyway,
yeah. It's been a long time.
We're doing a podcast. Hello.
Yeah, it has been a long time since I've watched The Simpsons, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Mal grew up watching The Simpsons, and it was something I've only ever seen like a few times. So a lot of times Mal just makes references to things that I don't understand. And then she'll be like, hold on. And then she'll like pull it up on YouTube and be like, you have to watch this to understand what I mean. So over the years, I've actually picked up on a lot, but I've still only seen like a handful of episodes.
Yeah, I would like to think that it's like that she's in like it's almost like a classroom. Like, here's your Simpsons 101. Your homework for tonight is to watch Mr. Plow.
I think the one that got me the most, and the one that a friend of mine would always quote, was the "I wash myself with a rag on a stick" moment.
Yeah,
Dude,
yes,
so good.
he showed it to me, and I'm just like, what the frick?
I wash myself with a
rag on a stick.
Oh god, it's so good.
Oh,
Reese and I bonded through just constantly quoting like the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons. We both grew up with it, so we can quote episodes so often.
They're so good. Those first 10 seasons, like there's not a lot that can recapture that magic.
very
So
true.
now, after the podcast ends, I'm gonna have to look up "rag on a stick" to understand this one.
You're gonna be very disappointed, I'll tell you.
I can't wait.
Oh man,
so many good quotes from that. Like, I'm seeing double. There's 4 Krusties.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a really good one. Oh god, I'm trying. There's so many to choose from. My god, there's so many to choose from.
Mal's in chat and she wrote, "Don't worry, I already have it pulled up, Steven. So thank you, my dear wife, who's
Good
trying
job.
to educate me."
Good job, Mal.
Oh, someone in chat makes a good Dr. Zaius, the Planet of the Apes musical.
Can I play the piano? Of course. Well, I couldn't before. I always get that line wrong.
I love you, Dr. Zaius. God.
man. I think I've only watched maybe a grand total of like 5 episodes of The Simpsons, but I know so many references because of the internet.
Okay.
It's like insane.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jared, but this needs to be brought up. John usually pulls up. If you're not watching the live stream of this, John usually pulls up. John usually pulls up fan art and Photoshop for certain things.
I see it now.
This is a from at Hograth VT or Hograth. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Hograth.
It's a picture of something we discussed before of Steven with a game in his pants, specifically poking out his Star Fox Adventures for the GameCube.
Haters will say it's a GameCube game.
Now, Steven, is this accurate to how you found your Game Boy player disc?
I mean, I didn't find it in my britches. I found it in my drawers. I think we've been over this.
Oh my god. I need to see if I peeked the mic on that one.
It is a cute little case though.
Tom,
Is it just the same size as the Japanese releases? Is that what it is? That they just use the same case?
I thought they just use DVD cases for all their games.
No,
I've never seen a Game Boy player disc like case. I've only ever seen like the disc loose.
So the Game Boy Player disc comes in the actual Japanese GameCube game cases, which are small, clear plastic cases.
Okay, so they're more like they're
tiny
they're jewel cases then.
No.
So that makes it even funnier, is what we're trying to say.
They're hard. They're hard
like
plastic.
DS cases?
They're hard plastic, but they're transparent. You can see through them. And they have a place to hold the game and the memory card, and then also the instruction manual inside. And then the way Japan did it is they have like little cardboard sleeves that the thing would go into.
Yeah,
and then a lot of
imagine
times,
a case that's about 50% the height and the width of a DVD case, and that's what they came in.
Okay. It almost looks like the Switch, like the Switch cases.
Smaller than
wider.
Smaller than those.
thicker. And thicker, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I figured that they were probably just the. It's kind of interesting though that they didn't bother to change that for the States whenever they released the Game Boy player here.
Man, those really are tiny.
It's nice because they don't take up as much room on the shelf. We've finished about 50% of the Japanese exclusives for GameCube. And it's just a tiny little footprint compared to, big honkin' USA releases.
Are those region locked?
Yes, GameCube is.
Yeah, but you can
get a free
throw in an action replay.
Oh yeah, you could what's the word for it? Persuade it.
Yeah, if you
they just straight up sold it in stores. There's like, yeah, get this, you can play imports. You're done.
Yeah,
smart.
Yeah.
I've realized I've designed my entire office with all the bookshelves with all my games everywhere, and now that the next generation started, I didn't plan for that. So now I'm like, oh god, where are they gonna go?
John, after finishing his office, sits back and says, "Wait, there's going to be more video games?"
Well, I've got two sets of trouble. One is Xbox works on both right now, so I'm like, okay, do I just put it in the old Xbox spot? But now that means I own more Xbox games than I did before, so I only had it all on one shelf. Now, do I make another shelf? But now I have to move everything else. Where does PlayStation go? Because it's by itself, but it looks the same as the 4 cases. I don't know where to go. I've ruined everything. I had this meticulous plan when I moved here, and I'm like, I didn't future-proof this the way I thought. It's driving me insane.
Here's what you do, John. You buy a warehouse, and then you'll never have to.
No, because if
worry
I
about
buy a
space
warehouse,
again.
I'm gonna buy arcade machines, and then I'm doomed.
You're gonna start collecting actual like arcade machines.
No, I can't do that.
What's the line? What's the line from Tiger King? I'll never recover financially.
I already have 2 arcade 1-ups, an actual arcade machine, and an actual pinball table. That is too much. No one should own that much.
Sounds like you're dabbling.
So you need to.
That's my point.
You need to go ahead.
No, don't do
You
what
need to
I've
bite
done.
the bullet.
No.
Bite the bullet, dude.
Why are you all horrible influences?
Get yourself a Stepmania X machine, bro.
God,
Do it.
no.
Dude, it's freaking great. I
will
love
have
mine.
no room for that. I have to remove the couch and the TV down here.
Dude, we took out we took out our dining room table. We just put it, we have it in the middle of the kitchen because we usually eat in the den anyway. So we just have, we just have a big old DDR machine in our freaking...
This sounds horrible.
No, Erica loves it. Like Erica loves it exactly right there. But my dad gave us the dining room table, so it's a really nice glass table, right? And he comes over to the house. He goes, number one, you freaking made it when you have a DDR machine in your freaking house. Like he was super happy, but he was like, what happened to my table? I'm like, don't worry, Duff, don't worry. It's in the closet. We got it like protected, because he was just like, what did you do with my table? Because it's actually a really nice glass table. But yeah, no, it's a freaking cool to have it over there. Like it's a really cool conversation starter too, as you could possibly imagine.
How often did you use the dining room table?
We never used it once, Tom. Not a single time. So there was no reason for us to have it in the house at all.
That's your reason for having the
Is
DDR.
it gonna hurt your father to find out this information that you never used the table?
I don't think he listens to the podcast, but my God, if he ever finds it, that's going to be
that's when somebody
crap.
pops up in chat saying that's where you're wrong, and their username's like 8-bit drummers, 8-bit dad.
The 8-bit dad. Oh, funny story about that. I made my mom a Twitch account a long time ago, like whenever I first started streaming, and it's the 8-bit mom, right?
Yeah.
About 4 years later, I'm like, Mom, do you have a Twitch account? And she's like, no, I don't think so. I completely forgot that I had set her up a Twitch account, and like it was just sitting there for years because she's been watching and she's never logged in. And it was because of the fact that I put it on her old computer and I never put it on her new computer. So like the 8-bit mom is actually an account that exists, but I completely forgot. I forgot the password to it, like everything. I actually had to get in touch with like my partner manager to figure that crap out, because like I couldn't even do like a reset because we didn't have her old freaking password or anything. Yeah. So it was bad.
I also want to point out that that's what the you put the DDR machine in the proper room, because DDR stands for dining room.
Oh my God, we just like put our plates on the pads. Perfect.
Also, Jared, if it makes you feel any better, we also have a dining room with a table in it that we have never once had a meal at.
I have a sneaking suspicion that is going to be the same for basically all of us.
No,
I thought you were going to talk about
Never mind. I take back what I said.
I thought you were going to talk about the DDR pad that you ordered, but have never been able to pick up yet.
Hey, that's happening late. By next disc only, we'll talk about that.
Oh my God!
Wait, where did you order?
I got I ultimately got one from Craigslist. I had to have a friend pick it up. This was pre-pandemic, and they've held on to it because they're in Florida.
Oh,
and I'll be getting it's a Cobalt Flux pad, and I'll be getting it later
those
this
are
month.
nice. Those are real nice.
So that is what I was going to end up getting, but I couldn't find one anywhere. So I just said, frick it. This is my streamer present to myself. And I just ended up getting the Stepmania X. Kyle Ward, the creator of Stepmania X and most of the music on freaking In the Groove. Like, it's funny. I was having trouble getting it set up, and I sent him an email. All right. Now, this is the craziest thing. I sent him an email. 10 minutes later, I get a phone call, and I'm looking at my phone. It says, maybe Kyle Ward. And I'm like, the frick is going on? So I pick up, and he just calls me and helps me out setting up the pad sensitivity because I was having an issue. That man called me, like, just, it's freaking ridiculous how good his customer service is, man. If you can work with him and like end up getting like a Stepmania pad or like a machine, that is the way to go, because his company is one of the best. Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, I'm looking forward to dancing with you. Not in the dining room. That's not where I'm going to be dancing. But our dining room became a mail room. So like whenever people send stuff, we just put things in there until we open them.
So on your non-breakfast stream days, where do you eat breakfast?
The couch.
So not the same couch that you do breakfast stream from, though.
No, that's upstairs. We have a couch down. There's a streaming couch.
Nook. Some people have a breakfast couch.
There's an on stream and off stream couch, and we have breakfast on the on stream couch when we're having breakfast on stream, and we have breakfast on the off stream couch when we're having breakfast off stream. It's a very simple concept.
Makes so much sense. It's nice and simple.
Very simple.
So legitimately, am I the only one of the four of us that uses their dinner table?
No, I do. I don't have a dining room, but I have a dinner table.
Okay.
We have a folding table for like D&D and games, and sometimes people will sit there and eat food. But like, that's not necessary. There's a couch.
Like, we'll eat food on the couch sometimes too, but like...
Okay, if it helps you, John, we have you know those laptop stands that they're very small, and they look like a big they have like an L bottom, so the feet can go under the couch, but it has a thing that juts out that holds your laptop.
Yeah.
Okay, we have one of those at our couch, and we put our food on that so we can watch a show while we eat food off of the little laptop stand. So it's like a table. It's like a dining room table, except it's like 1 by 1.5 feet long.
It's portable.
Yeah, and that works for us. There's only two of us. We just sitting there, we eating.
We actually just upgraded our couch in our house. We went from like a 2-seater to like a little bit of a wraparound that has like recliners and stuff, and we ended up getting like this little coffee table that the top of it actually pulls up and towards us, so that we can like eat dinner there and not have to like lean over or anything. It is the coolest freaking thing. Like I love that thing. Oh, also, I wanted to make sure that I said something. I know I've told that story before, but I wanted to give freaking Kyle Ward another shout out. So bite me. I saw y'all freaking talking about it too. But yeah, like I'll give that man a shout out as many times as I need.
Already.
Oh my god, he's a phony. Oh man, I love that too. I love that so much.
For what it's worth, the story seemed somewhat fresh to me. I was like, it felt like it had a hint of something I had heard before, but then I was like, nah, I haven't heard this.
That feeling is nostalgia.
It's I was gonna
nostalgia
say
for the story.
It felt new and old at the same time, like what everybody wants from every video game company.
See, that right there is my specialty, reusing content. Like literally my YouTube channel.
We call that recycling, Jared.
Oh yeah, dude.
For the environment.
Recycle.
See,
I'll put that stuff on. Go ahead.
I was going to say I actually got the nickname of Grandpa while I was in college because I continually told the same stories to my roommates.
Oh, that's actually like a college nickname? I thought that was just something that just happened from like videos.
Well, both. They're independent nicknames, but Dan is shouting.
Like
it's true. Yeah, it actually got to the point. What my one of the roommates I had for my entirety in college, Alex, it got to the point where every time I would start telling a story, he'd go, "Okay, Grandpa, we've heard this one." And like, to me, I genuinely was like, "Really?"
What?
And he's like, "3 times. You keep telling this story." And like, I could not remember that I told the story. So yeah.
If only we all need blunt friends like Alex.
He is, yes. He was tired of hearing the same stories.
Was that before or after you started the vlog?
That was before.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been vlogging for, Steven?
We just passed 11 years.
Holy frick, that's
crazy.
insane.
Yeah. I think
GG.
I think we might have the world record, but like we're still releasing a few things from 2018, so like they're not all technically out. And then also I don't really know what the requirements are for that. It's never been something I cared about. So
I've actually looked into this. I've looked into getting a Guinness World Record before, and the rule of thumb is you just need to pay them a lot of money. you laugh. That's literally it. You contact them. You're like, hey, I've got a world record. I need someone to verify this. They're like, okay, you need to pay like 300 American, 400 American. We'll send someone who's nearby to come verify things for you, or send us footage to verify it, and then we'll just give you like the record. That's it. But it has to be something that can be quantifiable. A bunch of my friends here in Calgary, we tried to figure out, we were going to try to get a world record for the most games cleared in 12 hours, and they told us that was too vague. So it has to be something weirdly specific for it to count as well.
They actually stopped doing shortest world records, like world's shortest concert, world's shortest song, stuff like that, because of the fact that people were just doing like one note songs and would send that in. So they no longer do world's shortest stuff, which is really interesting to me.
Damn, I was about to submit the world's shortest noise.
yeah,
I've heard shorter. I've heard shorters.
There
That
was
wasn't even shorter. That was just quieter.
yeah. If that's all it takes, then maybe at some point once things are all caught up, then I might look into it a little bit more. Like one of the things that I've always wondered about is there's been days that, like for me, an individual day is between when I am awake and when I go to sleep, and I film something every day. But there's, sometimes that doesn't fall on a specific day, if that makes any sense. Like there's been times where I've started the vlog itself past midnight because I've been up that long. And I'm like, does that count? Do people care? I don't know.
Man,
and we missed a few days in the very, very first year.
All you're serving to do right now, Steven, is just disqualify your record just by having evidence of this.
You could have a Guinness World Record if you just shut up.
Well, I mean,
and paid $400.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I want to go for the record of longest time having a fake Guinness World Record in the Guinness World Records. There we go. I think that'd be I think that'd be a great one because it would involve the Guinness Book of World Records people having to admit that I outsmarted them for that long.
Oh my god. see, that's not. You don't even want the record. You just want the recognition and like the ego boost from actually pulling that off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, like, what happens though if the record you get is something that kind of sucks? Like, I originally looked into all this because people were joking that I had the Guinness record for the longest running LP because of Superman, and I was like, man, that'd be really funny if I actually got a Guinness World Record for that. So I looked into it. That's why I know all this now. But like, what would you do if it was just something kind of crummy that you get known for?
Well, I mean, like you're the person that decides that, right? Like Guinness doesn't go out of their way.
Someone else can sign you up for it. So someone else could be like, "I'm filing your fees right now. Someone's showing up at your house tomorrow. Good luck, fucker. Enjoy your world record."
Oh my god,
that is the best Christmas gift.
Someone in chat suggested most failed attempts at world record breaking. I think that was a plot point in Hey Arnold.
Yes, it was actually. God, I miss Hey Arnold. That was a good show.
Because I think the last one they tried to break was like baking like the world's biggest pizza, and they ended up using 10 square pounds of baking soda, and it blew up.
Yep. Oh man, you just hit me in the face with nostalgia. Like actually backhanded me. My God, now I'm just thinking about like all the good TV shows from Nickelodeon back then.
Yeah. I mean, I already quoted Rocco's Modern Life with a recycling song.
Yep.
Ooh, hang on. Something in the chat just got posted that's interesting from Azoff89. Apparently, someone named Charles Trippy holds the record for most consecutive daily personal video blogs posted on YouTube with 3,653. So that's just
Dang.
over 10 years.
Yeah, it's 10 years. So I'm past that. We missed a few in the first year, but we're in 11 years, so we're even counting from year 2 forward. We're past that.
Yeah, but that depends on when this record was posted, like what the actual date for this is.
Well, I think he stopped. I think he stopped at 10 years. So like there is no more from what he was working on. So
on top of that, it also says consecutive. You know, you technically haven't posted the video, put videos every day. You've fallen behind sometimes. You haven't posted this, so I don't know if it'll. I don't know if that would make or break the bank.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like early on when I started, so whenever I started, I remember Charles Trippy because he started doing vlogging just a few months before I did, and I was like, okay. And that people early on were like, well, what if you got a record? I was like, I don't care. And even now, 11 years later, I'm like, I don't care. And if some little thing would disqualify me from having a Guinness record, like same thing, I don't care. It does. It's completely irrelevant. But it would be cool to be like, yep, I filmed my cat and my eggs every day for 11 years, and now I get this cool plaque after I paid $300.
Yeah, you're right. He stopped doing them because he had a kid, so that's what happened. So last year he broke the record, and then he stopped doing the daily ones. So there you go. This is
my
your chance,
cat and my eggs.
You can make this man's life all for naught.
Oh my god!
Can't wait to ruin someone else's life.
And then years later, when his kid is a little bit older, and he's calling his dad a loser for losing that record to Stephen George.
He's just Steven, just like raising his fist to the sky, screaming your name.
Yeah, that kind of way of saying it sounds like the dean at a college.
Well, once I get that old stuff out, I'll look into it, and maybe there will be a future disc only where I'm like, well, I got this stupid thing hanging on my wall now.
$300 to ruin a man's life.
That's a pretty cheap price.
Cheap price.
I got that one.
That was cheaper than the average steak dinner.
No,
at the Outback.
Oh my god!
So close. So close.
Well, hold on. Of course, it's cheaper. Because you don't pay in money.
I've been watching the time, and I'm like, when it gets close to the end, that's when I'll strike.
Hold on. No, I can't let this go because like everything there is technically free. You don't pay with money, so everything technically costs $0.
But everything has a cost. Like they still have to pay someone to clean up the blood.
You just have to make sure that you're insured before you step through the door. Like you have to have health insurance.
Yeah, that's the prerequisite. You have to have insurance.
Yeah.
So close.
You have to show your card and everything.
But I'm just saying that of course it's going to be worth less than $300 because technically you're paying $0.
I mean, deductibles though.
I'm trying very hard not to contribute to the lore. I said I'd be good. Like I have all of these ideas. I'm like, no, Tom, that's not how it works. And then I'm like, no, say nothing. Just say nothing. It's Christmas, Steven. It's Christmas.
At least two of us have to shut up about certain topics. Like we can't bring up certain things. We're just on the ban list now for bringing them up.
I mean, now I just want to say things wrong about the Outback Stab House and see how long it takes for Steven to chime in.
But you know what they do have at the Outback Stab? They have Santa. Santa's. Oh wait, well. I guess
because he's wearing all red,
anyway.
so they just didn't notice.
It was white whenever he walked in.
Was he?
Never mind.
You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out.
Well, now there's 3 Gandalfs. Gandalf the Gray, Gandalf the White, and then Gandalf the Red after he went to Outback Stab House.
Shut up.
Merry Christmas from Outback Stab House. Come on in and get a 2 for $1 gift card when you get stabbed
Wait,
in the chest.
Oh my god. Now I'm thinking about that now with a gift card where it's like, all right, and here's your check. I have a gift card.
Talk about paying it forward.
Oh my god.
I'm only slightly apologetic, but it's still
slightly.
there. It's still there. There's
Slightly.
still some level of like,
I
slightly.
love talking about stupid stuff like this. I love that the domain outbackstabhouse.com leads back to our podcast.
I forgot it does that.
I wish it led to Outback Steakhouse.
I mean, like,
You got me
'Cause
giggling.
I imagine that's a common misspelling.
steak to stab.
I mean, whether you do to the steak, you stab it, Tom. That seems like it makes sense to me.
No,
eat it, Steven.
whoever owns that domain, keep it on disk only until you don't want to own that domain anymore.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
I don't know why that of all things got me giggling, but it did.
I'm really trying to segue here, and I got nothing. There's not a lot I can go from for Outback Stab House to anything else, really.
Oh my god, dude. It's the freaking electric boogaloo of,
John,
of this podcast.
Did we go to an Outback Steakhouse during TwitchCon one year?
During TwitchCon.
I'm desperately trying to segue.
No, well, I can do an easy one here. This is an easy one. We did that when you were down for a TRG recording session. The 6 of us, sorry, the 5 of us went to an Outback Steakhouse. Yeah. So it was me, you, Massey, Emil, and Tim.
You know what the problem is now?
What?
That's associated in my mind. So every time I say Outback Steakhouse, I'm gonna have that second guessing where it's like, do I say steak or stab?
Dude, that's gonna be a funny moment too. Like when that happens, like in the wild. Oh, dude, if I'm there, I'm gonna freaking die. Like I'm already gonna I'm gonna
will
wheeze.
happen. I was watching some of like the animated content that people put out from our Overcooked Let's Play. Like there was the one bit where Emil did a visual gag with Massey's knife. Do you remember that, John?
What?
Where,
yeah. Oh, right. We were like, why is that there?
Yeah.
Why do you have that? We do not trust you with sharp objects.
Why did you pull out a knife for a visual gag when we don't have webcams? and then why is it red came up and he just goes, oh.
That's called method acting.
Yes.
Yeah. Emil's very much a method actor. Sorry. This whole time, because I was reminded to Outback Steakhouse, I have been giggling because I don't think Tom was there for this one. I think it actually might have been Reese. We went to Outback Steakhouse. We had dinner. And then as we were leaving, Tim, the restaurant seemed pretty empty. So Tim walked over to a corner of the restaurant and let out a massive fart. But it wasn't empty. There was an old couple, like they're like in like their late 70s, just sitting right behind where he farted. He didn't realize it. And we all were like, Tim, what did you do? He looked horrified. The lady looked horrified, but the old man was just laughing his ass off. I was like, damn, that was some power there. It was just so funny.
Wow.
Oh, is he still alive right now? No, I think he stopped. He's probably watching this right now.
Oh, no. Tim, I'm sorry. We've told this story on TRG before, so.
Oh, that poor old lady.
Dude,
man.
you can't script that, man. That right there is just a good time.
Someone in the chat called it Outback Steakhouse.
God. Oh, Jesus.
Ooh.
There ain't nothing like being confident in a fart and then you just having to suffer with the consequence. Either there's somebody around or it was just a bit more loud than you thought it was.
Well, here's the thing. You say that and the first thing that comes to mind is that you're gambling.
What?
You might not walk out of that fart with clean drawers is what I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. See, that's not what came to my mind. I was talking about the innocent bystander thing. Like that right there is a thing. That and at school, have you ever been in either a college class or a school setting and you're like, oh yeah, I can make this a silent one. you can't. You think you can, but you definitely can't. Like,
I would also argue that for, just touching on what Tom was saying, like, you generally know if there's a risk if you're going to poop yourself. That's not like a thing that every time you fart you're like, I'm going to poop myself. Like, that's not a real thing.
It's not Russian roulette.
Like you'll know it's coming. There'll be signs beforehand. There'll be like a gurgling, or
there's
you'll feel
always
like a little bit of stomach ache.
Tom, there's always a poop tell. Always. And if you
Are you playing poop poker?
like, there's always a poop tell. You're either sick prior, or sometimes it's in the middle of the fart, but you will always get a tell, and the time that you have may be very short, but you will one.
Oh my god!
I'm just you can't. It's just ingenuous to be like, every time I pass gas, I worry that I'll poop my drawers. Like, it's not going to happen.
Because every time I fart, I get this feeling.
Oh my freaking god, dude! All right, so now I got to tell you all the story. Okay,
I'm excited.
So all right. So I was getting ready for a cast, and I used to. I don't go that much anymore, but I used to go to Moe's every day before a cast. Man, I love Moe's. So I haven't been there in a bit, but they're remodeling. So whenever they're getting done remodeling, I'm going to go back. But anyways, so I'm getting out of my car, and I can't remember if I was sick from a couple days prior or whatever. And I'm going to embarrass myself. I don't give a frick. Like, I'm a Twitch caster. I have no shame. Anyways, I walk out, I get out of my car, and I walk, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got to toot. I could not believe the amount of shame that I had at that moment. 'Cause I had to. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about. Y'all know what happened. Y'all don't need to tell me. I don't need to tell you what happened. Okay, so anyways, I walk in to Moe's after that moment and go straight back to the bathroom.
Let's call it the incident.
Yeah. So I go straight through that building. I beeline it for the bathroom, and I do everything I can, and I call Erica, and I can still remember her. I call Erica on the phone, and I'm like, Erica, I just crap my pants and at Moe's, and she goes, really? Like, and she's trying her best to be the supportive girlfriend in that moment. Like, oh my god, oh, I'm so sorry, but you can tell that she is. And if you've ever heard her laugh before, you know that she was freaking exploding with laughter with that. And like, that's just one of those moments where I'm just like, man, I don't know if I could ever trust myself to do that in public again. It's like one of those moments, because I was so confident. And then I'm just like, well, I guess I'm streaming Commando, because I didn't have enough time to go back home afterwards.
Listen,
so,
whoever has not pooped themselves, let them cast the first stone.
Exactly.
Because all have pooped themselves and fallen short of the glory of making it to the toilet in time.
It sucks,
dude. But the main thing I remember about that, like, yeah, it sucked. But the fact that I think I made Erica cry from laughing so hard, and that was worth it for me. Okay,
I'm glad you finished that sentence after I made Erica cry.
With laughter, man, with laughter. Oh god, she was so disappointed she couldn't help but cry. Like, oh my god. What am I getting myself into? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I'm
sorry. Go ahead, Steven.
Oh, I was trying to recall the last time I pooped myself. But Tom, if you remember, you can go first.
How are you keeping track of this?
Well, I'm just
John. You remember? You remember when you poop yourself?
I was just thinking about this from Erica's perspective. I don't know what she'd be doing at the time, but like, her phone rings. Do. Hello, Erica. I shit myself.
No lead up at all.
Yep.
That's literally what happened. So it's like, how do you even respond to that phone call? Like, you're just like, oh, like,
I like the way you put it, where it's like she burst out for a second, then held it back to ask, "Really?"
Yeah, it's basically what because she was trying to do everything because she was like, oh no, oh god. Like, she was trying to be so supportive because, like, we hadn't been dating for a very long time, maybe a couple of months. So it's just one of those really early things. It's just like, oh my god, dude, it's definitely not the best memory, but it is one of the funniest for sure.
I think the last time, and there may have been some prior, but maybe I forgot them. I don't know. But one of the ones that I recall very vividly was when I was in college. It was just our dorm had 4 people in it, but it was just me at the time. Everyone else was in class, and I had been sitting, in my chair at the computer, and I thought it was a fart. And I was like, oh, it's a little fart. And then again, you get that poop tail, but it was halfway through, and it was a brief moment of like, oh no. And then by then it was a little too late. And it wasn't a lot, but there's definitely something. It was more than gas. And I was like, So then immediately I'm like, all right, there's like order of operations here. I need to like shower or something. I need to, burn these pants. And then I need to get this out of the chair. And I remember very vividly, the next person that came back to the dorm was Dan. And when Dan came in, I was actually like scrubbing my chair a little bit. And he was like, hey, what's going on? I was like, I pooped myself. And he was like, oh. And that was it. That was the entire conversation. And I think it's because Dan knows you don't throw a stone, everyone's pooped themselves.
You don't throw
Dan, this is your time to chime in.
Yeah, that was great.
It just happens. It just happens.
Oh, man.
Wow, 4 words that time.
We've been giving more and more leeway.
Yeah, he's good for the next 3 podcasts. For sure.
It's a slippery slope. Today it's 4 words. Next month it's going to be 6, and then the month after that he's overthrown the government.
Oh my god,
that's all it takes. It takes 8 words. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
I don't need you anymore.
Oh no, he's free now.
He's free.
You cannot contain me. I am Dan.
I am Dan. You cannot contain me. 1962 was a long time ago.
I thought we were doing a Sinistar bit for a second there.
Oh my god.
Anyway, the point is,
Wait,
Christmas is here, and
I had to know.
Merry Christmas.
we just want to say a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from all of us.
I do want to loosely connect that with a different subject.
Do you really?
Yes. With what we were talking about before, food poisoning. When you get food poisoning at a place, is that like an immediate like shut off to whatever restaurant you were going to there?
Absolutely.
No.
Really? You go back to a place that give you food poisoning? Well, after about a year, I think would be okay.
Well, there's dependence as well. Like, how often were you going there before you got food poisoning?
Big thing.
Yeah,
is this a first time experience?
Yeah, true.
I've gotten food poisoning from Subway 3 times out of the hundreds of times I've gone.
True, yeah.
That's in their slogan. You gotta read the glass when you walk in.
I gotta read the
Subway get poisoned.
Get poisoned. Eat fresh.
You know how like there's like that typography where it's like images made into words. The eat fresh is actually a contract says you may get food poisoning here.
It's like in between. It's the negative part of eat fresh. Like in between the letters is what it's spelled out. It says get out or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got food poisoning.
If it's the first time, then yes.
Yeah, I got food poisoning from Subway once, but I was a kid and I barely ate at Subway, so I avoided it for like a decade after that.
Yeah.
But the main thing was also like if it's like a chain, like you avoid the place you got it from, the specific one. But like I got food poisoning from Little Caesars, and I've just never gone back. I'm like, all right, that's it. You lost me there. Nope.
There are sometimes like very specifically individual, businesses, individual business locations that are really bad. It's like, oh well, we'll go to Wendy's, but we won't go to the Wendy's on 5th.
we won't go to
the nice
Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's like a Family Guy bit, wasn't it? Where it's like it's the apocalypse and they were going to build 2 Denny's so they can go to the nice one.
Yeah. Oh my
There
God.
was actually it's funny that I used Wendy's. Maybe it's subconscious. There was a Wendy's, not in my hometown, but in the town over, that for years, we live in one of the states that gives the food ratings, and they had like a D, and it was posted on the door, and it was years. It was like they didn't care, and it did not affect the business. So the people in the town were just like, this is fine. And it was disgusting. Everything about it was disgusting. But if you wanted Wendy's, that was your only option there.
I thought you were going to say like they got a D and then they used it just like they put like a Y after it and a WEN before it.
Oh my God.
We got rated Wendy.
This was back in the era of the Wendy's salad bar to kind of put it into place.
That makes a lot more sense now.
Wow.
Yeah, Wendy's used to have a salad bar and also really
McDonald's used to have
amazing
pizza.
tutorial videos,
Dude.
training videos.
Dude, the hot drinks one is actually a freaking banger. Like, I've been requested that on stream, and I actually really enjoyed it. Like, I was like, this is so freaking good. Like, why is it as good as it is?
I think it's because we don't get to see the level of effort that most companies put into their stuff, or presumably it's not to that level of effort.
I don't think I've been to a single good Wendy's since I've moved to Austin. Like out of the 3 Wendy's I've been to, and there's probably more, they haven't been great. Like missing orders or like really dirty restaurants. They're just Wendy's in Texas. They're not great. They got to compete with Whataburger and P. Terry's.
Oh man. Okay, so really quick, favorite hamburger place for y'all.
Ooh.
Five Guys.
Dude,
That's-
frick yeah.
Five Guys is an easy choice because I've been to multiple locations and they are always exceptional.
Darn right.
So, like, is it the best burger in the world? I mean, maybe not, but are they consistently very high ranking? Yes.
Yeah, dude.
I assume
I
we're talking
like-
fast food and not like just like because I would say a local joint is definitely my winner.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, yeah.
I guess like chain. I wouldn't, not really chain, but just like best quick burger you can get.
Yeah. Like not sit down, I would say. Even though technically Five Guys is technically sit down, I would say that they are like fast casual.
I've seen
dining?
I've seen Five Guys with drive-throughs.
Really? I've
Yeah,
never seen
same
one.
here.
Huh.
P. Terry's in Austin, Texas is really good for me. I like them a lot. Pretty much for the same reasons that Steven said. They're not the best, but every time I've had their burgers, they've been consistently good.
Consistency is so important in a restaurant, though.
Oh, yeah,
so,
See, I don't.
or
normally
one of
get
your
fast
visits
food
might give you
burgers.
food poisoning.
I don't know if I have an answer for this. I don't usually get fast food burgers. Like there's a local place called Boogie's Burgers here in Calgary that's phenomenal. They make really
Oh,
good burgers.
John, your answer's Cookout.
What?
Cookout. When I picked you up and I took you to Cookout at 2 in the morning.
What happened? I don't remember liking that. What happened? I don't even remember that.
Yeah,
anymore.
you hated it. You thought it was awful.
I seem to just have really bad fast food experiences when you're around, Steven. I've been noticing. I'm noticing this trend.
Or maybe it's just burger experiences. Like you can get a burger.
No,
at
because
Steak
I
and
had
Shake.
the Steak and Shake the hot dog experience with Steven. He
That's
was there.
true,
for
but
that.
but Steak and Shake is more of a burger place, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would assume it's more of a steak place and shake place, but
Remind me during the next Coliseum where we're all together to not go out to eat with Steven. Just please do that.
Well, I mean, like how poorly did that serve us when he took us all to Waffle House?
They wanted the hash browns. They wanted to give you them really bad.
oh right, those are everything is with Steven. What the hell, Steven? Are you just cursed?
Listen, John, I only have these problems when it's you. So what do you want me to say?
All right, Tom, me and you, we'll go out and get the food and we'll bring them back some food. How
Yes,
about that?
please.
But for some reason,
It might be safe to take one of us, but just not both. It might just be a
Steven
case
is
where like it's
technically-
adding up.
Well, hold on, because Steven is technically getting food with John, it might still go horribly anyway. Like,
True.
there's rules to this, and you can't just like circumvent them by saying, okay, we'll go get the food. You guys stay here. Don't kill each other over this.
I think in every situation of the problems with the food, it's because John has not ordered something as is. I think that may actually be it.
You're always
Because-
like special ordering.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
because
really call no mustard special ordering a hot
that
dog.
was too much information, John. They just
That
wanted
is-
you to
that
say,
is
"I'll
not
have
a
the
complicated
7."
order.
All right, John, let me talk to you about this. There is nothing worse than like wanting to change one thing. Okay? Like legit. And I know that you feel this because I'm very specific whenever it comes to food. I go and I'll order plain hamburger but with bacon, and people are like, "Holy frick!" They like freak out about it. They don't really know how to like do that for some reason. Now, one time I ordered a hamburger, right? I was like, I can't remember where I was, and Erica loves the story. We were at a hotel, and we ended up getting room service at, I think, MagFest. And I ordered a hamburger, and I said, "Yeah, plain, just meat and bacon." I get a knock on the door 45 minutes later, and they have brought me up a beef patty and bacon on the side with no bun. Because I said meat and bacon only on the burger, please. So they did not send me.
Syntax is very important.
Oh my God!
I have never in my life gotten service that good. Okay, like
Oh my God!
It just makes me think though, where it's like you're putting in orders, like, "Welcome to McDonald's. Can I help you?" "Yeah, let me get a McDouble." "Okay, sir. Anything else?" "Can I get that with no pickle?" "DEFCON level 3! DEFCON level 3!"
they freak out about it. Yeah.
You guys have heard about nun pizza with left beef, right?
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Oh,
love
my
pizza
God.
with left- I
That's-
peaked my mic for that one. I love left pizza or
Nun
nothing
pizza
beef.
with left beef. That's
Nun
what that
pizza
story
with left
reminded
beef.
me of.
Hang on,
never-
I'll
oh my
find it
God.
for those who are watching the video version. I'll go find a picture of it.
Oh, it's
Okay.
so good.
You
It's
have to
like-
find
it's
the
a-
one with the
it's-
options too
Oh
to
yeah,
explain how this
Yep,
happened.
there it is. I think I found it.
To describe it for the people who don't know what it is,
Yeah, I've never
It's-
seen
it's-
this.
Let me see if I can get this
literally-
whole thing on screen here. Yeah, there you go.
It's
That's
both-
enough of it. That's enough of it.
It's a tray of just fried dough, no sauce, no cheese, and there's beef kind of scattered around on the left side of that dough. It's incredible. A nun pizza with left beef.
Have you really never heard of this, Jared?
No,
This is like classic meme. Like this is ancient.
I have never seen this before. I've been on the internet for a long time. I have not seen this. What
Like-
the
It's a good one.
Like,
nun pizza with left beef. Wow.
what did they think when they got this order? Like, if I worked there, I don't know if I would just do what they did and roll along with it, or call them and be like, "Is this what you really ordered?"
That is impressive, is what
Why I'm
that
like,
is.
that's probably the reason why all those like Pizza Hut apps and whatnot. It's like, okay, what sauce do you want? How much cheese do you want? Now here are your toppings.
This is why I always call in an order, because like the apps, the apps frick me up. Like they have certain things, and they have certain things that you don't really even think about. So I'm like, I can't answer this question. I don't know if I want that much cheddar cheese. I don't know what I want. Like I have a little bit of a freak out because I'm like, I'm just gonna call them and be like, "Yo, can I get a cheese pizza with pepperoni?" I don't need to specify the exact amount of pepperoni or cheese that I have on my pizza. It's just like, I don't know why. It always, like, it doesn't matter if it's pizza, if it's freaking, I don't ever use like Postmates. I never use like any of those things. Like if I order coffee from Starbucks, I get Erica to order it for me because I absolutely hate using the apps for that, and I don't know why. I just have always disliked it.
See, I'm the opposite because I would rather not have to communicate with another human person. So like the minute that
enough.
apps started taking off, I was like, this is it. This is it.
My time to
This
shine.
is great.
I can
I mean,
finally
Time to
eat.
shine.
Like every interaction between Steven and somebody in food service, like over the phone or in real life, is just self-fulfilling prophecy where he's like, "Oh God, with this again."
So like ordering a pizza in the Domino's app is like a godsend. I'm like, amazing. I will have left beef
dude, that isn't that that's a Game Grumps reference right there. It's like the Subway thing. Like,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, I was hoping that I had that right. Okay.
Yeah. Aaron's like, like Dan's talking about how like Subway with Aaron is such a self-fulfilling prophecy up to that point where every time he goes in and they're like, "Hi, what can I help you with?" And he's just like, "With this again."
Dude, that right there, that rant and the fired and missed moment are my two favorite moments from Game Grumps, like hands down. I love those guys so much, man. They're great.
Listen, I'm not gonna say that Aaron's wrong, but I love that they destroy sandwiches with spinach at Subway. I love spinach.
Just annihilate it with spinach.
I love spinach. Like, and the regular amount that they put on there, where it's like where it's basically like it's a jungle of spinach with like meat and cheese strewn about it. Exactly what I want from a Subway.
More onion, please. God dang it, man! That's so good.
Apparently, they're only allowed to put like 6 olives on like a 6-inch.
Dude,
like,
you know what's
specify otherwise?
I'll tell you what. They don't freaking follow that where I'm from because
not at all.
Dude, like I ask for pickles sometimes. Like, yo, can I get pickles on that? And they're just like, okay. They basically take like a full cucumber's worth of pickles and just destroy that motherfucker with it. And it's like, okay.
Like, that's when they're definitely doing it wrong though, because like pickles are supposed to be like a little thing, like a little garnish.
Yeah.
You don't need like. I didn't order a pickle sandwich. Like, pickle is so overpowering. Like, if you put more than like the recommended amount on there, it's just like that's all you're tasting. You're biting into it. It's like, oh, I taste pickle and nothing else.
They want you to experience the crunch for sure. Like, good God.
I mean, a classic pickle.
You can't be surprised that Subway would get something like that wrong. Remember, their bread is legally not classified as bread in, I think, Scotland.
Cake. It's actually cake. It's ridiculous.
It's got too much sugar. It doesn't legally classify as bread.
Subway would really prefer if we didn't talk about that part.
Ireland, my bad.
I could say one thing: we're definitely not getting that Subway sponsorship.
We're not getting a single sponsorship. Period,
Really? Because
Jimmy John's, on the other hand,
earlier when we called Subway poison, I thought for sure they were about to call
I thought the part when we literally flashed this on screen, like I thought like we were fine.
Subway get poisoned.
That's exactly what's flashed on screen right now. Is someone made a Photoshop of that?
I don't think that Subway would even disagree too much, to be honest.
I have gotten food poisoning at Subway. It's not going to stop me from eating it. It's still one of my favorite like sandwich places. If I was just like, oh yeah, Subway, I know what I want from there. Just duck in, get my meat, cheese, and a salad's load of spinach on my cake, and then get going.
All right. Go ahead.
I was just going to say Subway is definitely like it's a last choice option for like me and Mal. Like, we'll do other sandwiches. We like sandwiches, but Subway's last choice. There was one time where we were driving through West Texas, which is nothingness, and halfway through the 7-hour drive of West Texas, there's a tiny town called Fort Stockton, and you know the only restaurant that was there?
Pizza Hut.
Subway. So we had to go and get Subway, and there's signs up that's like, you better get gas because there's not gas for another 3 hours. And we're like, are you serious? And they're like, no, yeah, we mean it. Also, get a sandwich. So you know that Subway's never going out of business.
Did I tell you what though? Subway in Canada, pretty freaking good.
Oh yeah, no, like the versus American, like it's night and day.
Oh yeah, like I mean, just about everything y'all got is better. Like the McDonald's
got
there is
different
better.
food rules. That's it. We use different oils to, like for frying our fries and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right. You're freaking right about that, huh? That makes a lot more sense. Okay, now I understand.
I actually want to like thinking about it now. I did like I think I've jumped off the Subway bandwagon. I like Jimmy John's a lot better. But I was just thinking about when I first moved and I had to move the big substitute plush was like one of the last things I had to move. So I put him in the passenger seat, buckled him up, and it's like I'll get some Jimmy John's on the way over there. So I took a picture of the substitute holding a Jimmy John sandwich. It's just like, oh, he got his Jimmy John's.
Were you able to use the carpool lane?
That's my only
question.
I don't think that there isn't one. There is not one on in Austin, Texas. Which is really good. I like their subs.
That's my small, very ugly child. How dare you?
How dare you call him ugly?
Well, he's a little sick, isn't he? Green?
He is green.
Question mark? What color is the
he ran away
substitute?
from me.
No,
Good
like
Lord.
he's green. I don't understand. Frogs are green. Are they always sick?
Are we talking about the green giant? What's happening here now?
The
Talking about
substitute doll.
The substitute doll.
See, after
from
an hour and a
Pokemon.
half, we
Is
just
that
start.
green?
We just start falling apart. Yeah, it is green actually.
Listen, again, Christmas, holidays. We should wrap up, right? It's the time, so we don't keep talking about.
It's the time of rapping.
Oh my God, Christmas!
And this is our holiday podcast.
I
And
can't
it's
wait
just
for
as
everyone
bad
to
as
look
all
back.
the other ones.
Yeah, holidays. We did discuss some holiday stuff at the beginning. We got off the
were
rails,
on Christmas. We were on brand for a bit. We were on Christmas brand.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder I like sub sandwiches so much. I give people subs for their subs all the time.
There you go. Moi.
Mwah.
One last
God.
quip about subs before we wrap up here. Firehouse Subs is probably my favorite one in the States, but it's not up here. Most of the really good Subway sandwich places aren't in Canada. We literally just have Subway,
Yeah.
Quiznos, and Mr. Sub. And anything else is just like a local place.
Mr. Sub is pretty good too.
I have 50-50.
Firehouse is very, very good.
Firehouse
Yeah,
is
that's a good
winner for me.
opinion.
I'm 50-50 on Firehouse because whenever I get cheese there, it's always like way too much cheese. And I gotta cut back on that cheese that I get at Firehouse. And that's the only reason I'm 50-50 on them. It's my problem. I know that.
I'm just thinking, too much cheese. What does that mean? And then the other part of my brain's like, don't you have high cholesterol? And I'm like, shut up. Eat this 1 pound Reese's and shut up.
How much chocolate
man.
did you have in that Easter video where you had to run around finding candy?
It was a lot.
Too much.
I don't remember the specifics. I just remember that one of the eggs housed 88 M&Ms.
Yep. It was the golden egg because you only had so many of specific colors, and it's like, well, we got the golden egg. Let's put the rest in there.
Oh God.
Oh.
What was it? Uncle Steven's Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, Uncle Steven's egg collect.
Egg collect. That's what it was. Oh my God, that was.
Good
That was
Lord.
Can't wait to
that was
do
a-
that in person at TRG Colo.
Oh, God.
Subject other people to this. Oh
You
my
know-
God.
You know, there is that app on phones now that can, if you're on the same network as the computer you're streaming from, it can beam whatever your phone sees to OBS.
Oh,
so that's
God.
that's how we capture it.
That's the last thing we need.
I'm down.
We were already making plans for Coliseum. We're doomed.
That's a super useful app. I've used it a couple times when it's like I wanted to make tea in the middle of a stream, and I was like, I don't want to leave them just with my chair for like 5 minutes while I do this. So I brought my phone downstairs with that app and was just talking to him through that. Except I ended up muting it halfway through because my roommate came downstairs. Z came downstairs, and I was just telling him, "Hey, I'm live right now, and I'm just like making tea right now." And then I never unmuted it.
See that right there? That's how you know you're a live streamer right there, man. You just mute, never undo it.
If you're worried about the audience staring at the chair, just hire someone to post things on screen talking as the chair while you're going to the bathroom.
Is that what happened with? Does that happen on your streams?
That happens on my streams. Chaz controls it because he can control the stream. I have
Oh
no
my
idea what
God.
it says, and I never go back to watch, and everyone seems to enjoy it.
Oh man.
I need to give my mods that ability. I think that'd be freaking great.
No, I am not giving mine that ability. No.
I love whenever Erica turns on Hype Train by going onto my computer upstairs. I need to change my password because she turns on the Hype Train every now and then, and it just comes on the screen, and she's just in the chat like, "Oops!" I'm like, "What the frick?" It's really good. Like, she does it like once a freaking week, and I'm like, man, I really need to change the password of my computer.
Not big on the hype train, huh?
Well, no, I love the Hype Train, but I don't want to overdo it, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, it's always funnier whenever she takes control of it, and she's just like, "Oops."
Erica!
Oh yeah, she's
Train's
not
here
as strict.
again.
She is the conductor for sure.
What is for some reason that reminded me of that video of like the old man at the computer, and he drags my computer into the trash can, and the computer disappears. Oh, that's a classic video. It's so good.
All right, am I wrapping this train up? Or are we gonna keep going?
Wrap it up, John.
I see
All right.
what you did there.
Like a
Under 90. It used to be under 60, but now I've been pushed.
I was gonna say,
Under
I
90.
was watching the clock. I'm like, Steven hasn't said anything. We're at an hour. Wow, he's being.
I'm trying. It's the Christmas season, John. I'm trying to be
the
kind.
Christmas spirit. I got you. Buy 2 half-hours chunks, get 1 free. That was your gift.
Minimal stabbing.
All right, here's our talking points from Dan. Why the Grunch stole Kramble. Games in your drawers. You better watch out. Dumpster claws. Abraca gun. Eating chalk. Decoy Pop-Tarts. Rag on a stick. Dining room. Cheap price to ruin a man's life.
I can't wait.
Elderly proximity. Poop tell. Poisoning patients. Steven's food curse. Apps over human interaction. All right, gentlemen, what do you got going on this month?
Tomorrow, I haven't been streaming for a while, so tomorrow I'm going to be starting up again playing Pokemon Heart Gold. But it is going to be a randomizer and a Nuzlocke, and viewers will be able to buy in to nicknames of the Pokemon I catch.
Interesting.
That'll be tomorrow. I do not have a time yet, but you can follow me at twitter.com/TomFox, and it'll be posted there first.
I think most of the time I've just talked about Zelda. I mean, we're still playing Zelda because it takes forever, but this time I'll tell you about the other thing we do, which is breakfast stream. That's Tuesdays and Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern. If you want to hang out with people and watch them eat Pop-Tarts and honestly talk about the Pop-Tarts they're eating for about 90 minutes, then that's where you should be.
And also sing improv.
That happens too, yes. Sometimes about the Pop-Tarts.
Jared?
Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. Drum streams are going strong, and on I think the 29th we are doing our final charity drum stream for Stand Up to Cancer. It's going to be really good. I can't even remember how much we raised last year for it, but we're hoping to beat that. We have a goal of 10 grand, and we're going to do as much as we can. If we end up beating that goal or a goal that we set, I have been really enjoying crowd controls, and I am at Castle 6 of Super Mario World right now, and we're gonna finish that off crowd controlled, and then if we end up beating that amount for charity, we are going to do a Kaizo Mario run with hopefully John as a co-commentator, so he can laugh at my pain while we're playing it.
Constant
Yes.
laughter.
It will be constant
So
laughter.
much catharsis.
Yeah, and I've been told that crowd control does not work for Kaizo, so it'll be a regular Kaizo run, which will be more than enough.
Yeah, I don't think you need
I'm
the added
certain.
challenge, to be perfectly honest. I don't think you need the added challenge.
I wish that it was crowd controlled, though. That'd be great. Go ahead.
God, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Not much going on for me. Tomorrow is going to be Power Trip, so we're going to raffle off each game slot. So whoever wins the raffle gets to pick the game we play next on stream, and we'll be doing that about 4 or 5 times tomorrow. Saturday is going to be Fortune Cookie as per usual, and this month we are playing through a bunch of different games for game clearing on Mondays. Right now we're doing Aliens Infestation for the DS, but we'll be wrapping that up Monday. Then we're going to start Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, the game for the Game Gear, and then probably also wrapping that up the same day, and then moving on to Crackdown 3 on Monday. So Monday's going to be a busy one. And I am currently doing a Let's Play of Super Mario RPG with my lovely wife, Lukachin, on her channel, on her YouTube channel. So you can see me lead her through the game blind. She's never played the game in full before.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's what we got going on there. We just finished up in Marymore, so we're probably like, that's like 40% through the game, 30%, I forget. I know the back half is pretty long.
Yeah, the dungeons start getting longer.
Yeah.
The first few dungeons are quite short.
All right, that's going to do it, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Special thank you to Popsky for our theme song, Prism Shard for our logo, Paper Pennies for the beautiful art in our intro, and of course, our producer is Motion Dan. Dan, you want to sneak in one last word before we say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and get the hell out of Dodge?
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler, everybody! Car sales for everyone!
Wow, we're definitely getting that sponsor.
And a happy Honda to everyone.
Happy Honda event to everybody. We'll probably be back the 5th of January unless something comes up. Bye, everybody. See you next time.
Toyota!